we lost 3 species this last decade. Without a fundamental change in how environmental law is written, used, and enforced, this crisis is only going to get worse. So why are we clearing so much of our native forests, which leads to land degradation and then this extinction wave? We're clearing for a variety of reasons. The main culprit is farming and grazing. Livestock such as cattle and sheep need lots of space to graze. And often that grazing land needs to be covered with native forests. Cattle and sheep also need lots of water, so that meat production, like our beef and lamb, and even more so for dairy products like milk and cheese, are particularly inefficient to produce. So what can we do, especially those of us who live in cities and have little direct interaction with the land? Actually, we can do quite a lot. When you buy meat, go to your local butcher and a big supermarket chain. Find out from their butcher the source of the impact of the food they eat, including its packaging, fuel and transport. Even better, shift to a plant-based diet. Less meat and dairy. None at all. This will make an enormous difference. Reducing our meat consumption will free up millions of square kilometres of land. Land that will grow with natural forests, re-establishing natural habitats, overturning species extinction. So reducing the amount of meat we eat will improve our health. Only about 25% of the world regularly eats meat. And in countries such as here in Australia and in the US, we eat lots of meat. So that us as consumers and the landowners, the farmers and pastoralists as growers, together we hold the power to make this positive shift. Did you know that farming contributes a third of the world's greenhouse gases? So that when we think about solving climate change and what our governments can do, we need to include thinking about agriculture. In fact, our land use practices of deforestation for our agricultural needs threaten our ability to limit the global temperature increase to 1.5 degrees Celsius. And that's our goal for the 2050 Paris Climate Agreement. But if we shift towards a plant-based diet and reduce, or if you can, eliminate our meat consumption, we boost significantly the plant's ability to fight climate change. We would reduce carbon emissions by up to 8 gigatons annually by 2050. But landowners need our support to transition their livelihoods from feeding us meat to feeding us plant products. Well, there needs to be real value in using their land to catch carbon. We need to push our governments to provide landowners with the support they need to make this transition. Going vegan is the single biggest thing I can do to reverse deforestation, preserve biodiversity, stop species loss, halt climate change, and at the same time feed the world. Although land clearing for agriculture is part of the problem, it's also a critical part of the solution. Our sustainable actions mean that we are a critical part of the solution. There's enormous power in our purchasing choices. Many people find ways to justify their responsibilities for social life of the challenge. How much harder might it be if you also had to spend hours every day drinking water, like fresh water or drinking from the water? What parts of your life would you have to sacrifice? Keep yourself and your family safe. For a significant portion of the global population, this isn't a theoretical scenario, this is their reality. Even for those who do have access to clean water and transportation, aging and degraded infrastructure exists in all parts of the world, even in areas that have experienced economic growth and development in the past decades. If we promote the development of resilient infrastructure and sustainable industrialisation, we can increase our efficiency of resource use and adopt cleaner, more environmentally friendly. By doing this, we can also boost economic growth and societal progress. Hi, I'm Sarah Grundy. I'm a lecturer in the education SDG9 can be summed up as build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialisation these steps form part of some supplies and existing infrastructure to operate businesses. Say that these improvements in infrastructure, just as we could say existing infrastructure is required for innovation to take place. To achieve this SDG, we need an industry-wide shift in mindset of all businesses to pursue and implement absolute sustainability. However, there must be existing infrastructure in place for this process to occur. If you had to struggle daily to feed and clothe yourself, then you have time and energy to care about sustainability. Impressive achievement. However, really,
Hi, hello. Hi, hello. Morning.
Other forms used throughout the electric lifetime. Although synergistic for the operation of the electric vehicle. Over the last couple of decades, production patterns and consumption choices have become much more sustainable. Take for instance today's LEDs, which use 10 times less energy than old mechanism like parts, or flat screen TVs, which are much more efficient than the currently calculated from for cars, which are now more aerodynamic and have more fuel efficient engines than back in the 1990s. There are many more examples of products that have become more efficient in recent years. With all these innovations, surely the environmental impact of our consumption is going down, right? But all these improvements, our consumption and production patterns have also become more sustainable. Why? The answer is complex, but has a lot to do with what's called basically what happens is that an increase in technology efficiency may drive increase in consumption. Improvements in production patterns have made many products like cars and TVs more efficient and often cheaper too. And in response to this, we have been consuming them a lot more. Instead of one light bulb, we are now using multiple LEDs. New TVs are becoming larger and larger. And making cars more fuel efficient allows people to trade in more smaller cars for larger SUV-type models and made the smaller ones affordable for people who previously did not even own a car. The result, roads are becoming more congested, making our commute even less sustainable. A rebound effect like these wipes out all of our gains in efficiency. Sustainable manufacturing and life cycle engineering, the University of New South Wales School of Mechanical and Manufacturing. Sustainable development must consider environment, society, and economy all at the same time. The well-known Eiffel equation supports an analysis of the challenge that central driving forces pose to the development of sustainable production and consumption patterns. It presents the total environmental impact I as a function of the central drivers represented by human population P, human affluence A, which can be interpreted here as a short-term for consumption, and the technology factor T, which can equate with the production pattern. To get an idea of how challenging it is to ensure environmental sustainability, consider the following conditions for sustainable climate change impact I in 2050. According to the IPCC, we need to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions in 2050 by up to 70% of the current level to have a reasonable probability to stay below the 2-degree limits for global temperature rise set by the Paris Agreement. Meanwhile, the global production peak is predicted to increase by a factor of 1.4 to reach 9.75 billion in 2050. Average affluence A, and therefore consumption 2, is expected to increase worldwide thanks to the economic growth of developing nations, and here the factor 2 seems to be a conservative estimate. To achieve a 7% reduction in impact I, the technology factor T has to compensate the increase in P and A, so the T needs to decrease by a factor close to 10. It's important to remember that the factors in the IPAD equation are not independent.
Morning. Can I request everyone to turn on their video already? Hi, Samantha. Morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Ash. Good morning, Cole.
Good morning, Pastor.
Ash, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Danny.
Good morning, sir.
Mm-hmm. Can you turn on your camera, Danny?
I will in a while po. I'm just setting up my area here po.
Okay, thank you. Also for Karen. Hi, Karen. It's good to see you. Okay. Who else are we waiting for? Misha. Okay, she's here. Did all of you have your breakfast already?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so Samantha is here, Ash, Cole, Karen, Danny, and Misha. So if you can message the others and remind them that we will be starting shortly, that will be helpful. So just a few reminders before we start. Please make sure that during the entire class, let's have our camera on, okay? And if you must go to the restroom or do something, make it quick and then come back right away so that you won't miss much during our class, okay? This is just 1.5 hours, so I need your full attention, okay? So since this is our first online class, whenever I request for some feedback, you can always do a thumbs up using your Zoom, okay? So you are familiar with that already, right? Yeah? Okay. So as I mentioned to you and have been mentioning many times already, effort and participation is very important to pass this TX4 SE class. Okay, effort and participation. So uh, I am always looking forward to uh, get that from you. Okay. So how many are we waiting for? We still have four classmates of yours. Yes. Okay. So we still have 5 minutes. So also I sent an email already to all of you. I hope you received it. Just give me a raise of hand for those who have seen the email already. Okay. So Misha and Cole already saw it. How about the others? Okay, thank you, Sam. So Karen and Ash, you already seen the email that I sent?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. Thank you.
I've also seen it po.
Thank you, Karen. Okay. Also, I understand that I recall that I requested for leaders. Cole and Ara were requested to have this coordinated among this class. What's the update, Cole?
Wait lang po, sir. I'm looking for the list po.
Sure, sure. So I am waiting for a leader, the name of the leader for the face-to-face and the leader for online group.
Sir?
Sorry. Yes, okay.
Alright, so far for face to face, it's official that the leader for face to face is gonna be Raven.
Raven, okay. Did
Yes
Raven
po,
agree
sir.
to this? Did Raven
Yes
agree
po.
to that? Okay, Raven. And who's the leader? Okay. How about the leader for the online group?
For leader of the online group, it's gonna be Sam.
Okay, Sam. Sam, from which country are you? You are in what country at this time?
I'm in Kuwait, but I'm like 5 hours behind.
Right. You are 5 hours behind, and you are in which country at this time?
Kuwait.
Kuwait. Okay. Okay, so Sam is 5 hours behind, but she'll be the leader for the online group. Okay. And Raven is the leader for face to face. I haven't seen Raven at room 106. Is that correct, Cole? She hasn't been present and she hasn't been with us, right? Uh-huh. Is she going to be with us?
She's been sick for a while, sir.
Right. Okay. So, can I ask someone instead? Because it might be that Raven already missed about 2 classes already. Can someone be a second nominee or leader, especially for those who I always see in room 106? May I know who can be the... Okay, while you're thinking about the leader for the F2F, can I get the name of the assistant leader for online? It's Misha. Okay.
Yes, was Misha pa.
Okay, so, and the assistant leader for face-to-face, who actually can be our leader for face-to-face, given that I hope that the leader will be someone who has not been absent yet, and hopefully will be present for the entire 12 weeks.
Sir, we think Daniela can be a leader.
Danny. Okay, is Danny amenable to that? Danny, can you be the leader for face-to-face rather than Raven? But Raven is attending class today, right?
Unsure pa.
Not sure pa. Okay. So Danny, if it's okay with you, you'll be the leader for face-to-face group, okay? So I hope it's not uncomfortable you being pushed to the leader position, okay? Are you good with that? Okay, thank you. Okay, Dan. So Danny will be the leader. Okay, now that we don't have an assistant leader for face-to-face, can the face-to-face group nominate someone as assistant leader? Are you nervous or unwilling at this time? Or a reluctant leader? This is your chance to shine. Okay. Okay, I won't mind having a volunteer, especially for the face-to-face group, okay? A volunteer to be an assistant leader because first and foremost, you believe...
I can be the assistant leader, sir.
Oh, So I'm getting a volunteer. That's Ash. Okay. Sorry, I didn't quite get that, Ash. Did you
I'll
volunteer?
be the leader, sir. The assistant leader,
Assistant
sir.
leader.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you so much, Ash. So any objections
Sir,
for the face-to-face? Yeah?
there are
Oh,
some people in the waiting room po.
okay, thank you so much. Marcus is joining now. Okay, Marcus, open cam, please. So we start 8:05, okay? And officially, there are already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of you as of 8:05. Okay, so just a few reminders again before we start. It is very critical that you be early in class, okay? This is actually a good reflection, a chance of a good reflection of your participation for TX4. Okay, if you are always early, then that's a good indicator. Okay, and especially for the leaders, but it doesn't mean that the members will not do the same. Oftentimes, the attendance is a reflection of yourself. So, if you have problems with attendance or coming in early or always coming in late, it's a reflection of you. Okay, so please take care of that reputation. All right, so take care of your name, take care of your reputation. I don't want you to be remembered as, oh, he or she is the one always late in class. Okay, I want you to be remembered as, oh, he is always the early bird, or he is always the very participative member of the class. Okay. Okay. So today we are going to talk about sustainable development goal and how it relates to social entrepreneurship. I told you that. Hello, Danny. Are you with us? Open cam, please. I need to see all of you while in class. So, Marcus, as earlier mentioned, throughout the duration of our class, we will have an open cam policy. And if you need to go and do something, just do it very quickly, but come back. Okay? So, as I was saying, we are going to discuss SDG today and how it relates to our course, which is social entrepreneurship. A, a critical thing that we are trying to inculcate or imbibe in each one of you is your critical thinking. So at this point, and since we started our class, we mentioned about connecting the dots. Okay. During the first day, I mentioned about Muhammad Yunus. So if you can take note of that name and try to research it later, I will be asking those questions, especially towards the end of our week 12. Okay. So I will be doing a knowledge check. Okay. Knowledge check. But these are important names that I am telling you and important acronyms that I will be telling you. And this is also to verify whether you are absorbing the things that we are discussing in class. Okay. Also, I mentioned about SDG, the Social Development Goal, and how it relates to social entrepreneurship. And we will be discussing throughout the day what the social development goals are. And I will be giving you some reading assignments as well with regard to this. So before anything else, I will want you to uh, watch this video. Okay. So this video that I will be showing you is important. Okay. Before I start the video, I think with you being a senior high school student in Thames, you are pretty much aware about SDGs. Can I have one or two from the class to tell us something about SDGs first? At least how you understand it or how you were introduced to it. Okay, Marcus? Yes, please.
First of all is from our last semester. Oh wait, am I audible, sir?
Yes, I can. All of us can hear Marcus, right?
Mm.
Okay.
From our last semester, we got is the UN warns that the 17 SDGs is supposedly aiming for finishing everything in that SDG list since 2015 to 2030. And for Ms. Sheila's class, we learned that we've only finished at least 26% of it, or six, was it 16? That's one of them, sir.
Okay. So why is SDG important? At least from your perspective. Why are we discussing it, or why is STEMS making you aware of the SDGs? Any idea?
Do I have to answer again, sir, or the others?
Anyone can answer, but yes, if you want to answer that, please, no problem.
Sir, because if the world fails to act, the consequences could include risking poverty, worsening climates, and long-term harm for future generations.
Mhm. Okay, so this involves something which will affect everyone. Okay, this is something that will affect everyone. So, socially, economically, mentally, physically, these are the effects of the SDGs to an individual, to a nation. It can also be to a community, okay, to put more focus into it, okay, to the society, okay, or to your specific country. So if I ask Samantha, okay, Samantha, how long have you lived in Kuwait? Since you were born?
Yeah, technically.
Mm-hmm. So uh for that long period of time, Kuwait, as in the perspective of Samantha, is quite a different environment as compared to most of you who live here in the Philippines. Okay, can you describe Kuwait to us, Sam? Is it landlocked?
Okay.
Are you surrounded by ocean?
We are surrounded by ocean because Kuwait is really small and we have a lot of cities here. There's barely any places like provinces. Um, we there's barely any poverty. You don't see poverty here. It's actually very shocking when you go to the Philippines, you see a lot compared to when you are here in Kuwait. Um, the I guess the culture and the climate is really different because in the Philippines, it's more in the Ring of Fire, so you get a lot of earthquakes, you get volcano eruptions. We have none of that here. Max we get is sandstorms and small earthquakes. So yeah.
Okay. So thank you for that, Sam. And can you imagine? Can you imagine, Sam, poverty in the Philippines as opposed to you not experiencing poverty there? Have you visited the Philippines before, or at least how many times have you visited our country?
I've been there a lot, but I was actually born there.
You were born in the Philippines, and uh,
Yes, sir.
at what age did you fly out and um, like
Um, After a year from where I was born, but then I travel frequently to visit family, and I last time I went for Thames as well.
mm-hmm. Okay. So you already traveled to the Philippines, and this was okay. Let's welcome to the class Nick. Okay, so Nick, if you can open your camera, please. So this is an open cam policy from
Okay po,
8
I'll
a.m.
open
to
po.
9:30. Thank you. Also for Mish, we are losing. Probably she might have gone for a quick something. Okay. Again, the
She
policy.
has internet issues, but
Misha. Okay. Misha is having internet issues. Okay. So as I was saying, just be quick whenever you are going to do something. Uh, just come back, and it's an open cam policy all throughout, so that this is going to be more interactive. Okay, as a class. Okay, so as going back, so Samantha has that perspective of Kuwait as opposed to a country like Philippines. And how about for the others? Okay, in terms of your awareness of the SDGs. So Marcus gave us an idea how he understands SDGs. Okay? The reason why we connect the dots in terms of the country where we are in, this is because every country has a different perspective of what's happening. Probably in Kuwait, right now, they are experiencing a lot of tremors, or they are near countries which experience tremors, and probably because Kuwait is a rich country, then the spending patterns or the consumption patterns of the people in Kuwait is quite different from the majority of people here in the Philippines. Okay, given that Kuwait, since there is not much poverty or close to zero poverty, probably they can spend for whatever they can think of. They can spend for most of the things, the basic things that they need, as opposed to people here in the Philippines. Okay, so let's have this video of one of the SDGs. Okay, this is an 8-minute video. I'll be sharing my screen. Let me know if you are able to see it.
Sir, we can't hear it, but
Okay, can you can you see my screen? Give me
Yes,
a thumbs up.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can see it, po.
Very good. Thank you. So all of you are seeing my screen. Nick, are you having some webcam problems?
Sir, he said he's on his phone though, po. He can't open the cam on his phone, so he's setting up his laptop.
Okay. So Nick, please be with us as soon as you have your system or your setup ready, okay?
Okay po, sir.
Okay, so I'll be playing this 8-minute video, and then as we go along, I will be asking you questions to check whether you understood this or you are getting what this video is trying to convey.
That over the last couple of decades, over the last couple of decades, production patterns and consumption choices have become much more sustainable. Take for instance today's LEDs, which is 10 times less energy than old incandescent light bulbs, or flat screen TVs, which are much more efficient and economically calculated to remind you from your grandparents' house, or cars, which are now more aerodynamic, lightweight, and have more fuel efficient and vacuum demand and more. There are many more examples of products that have become more efficient in recent years. With all these innovations, surely the environmental impact of power consumption has gone down, right? And no. Despite all these improvements, consumption and production patterns have overall become less sustainable. Why? The answer is complex, but has a lot to do with what's called the downside. Basically, what happens is that an increase in technology efficiency may drive increase in consumption. Improvements in production patterns have made many products like fire more efficient, more cheaper too, and in response to this, we have been consuming them a lot more. Instead of one light bulb, we are now using multiple LEDs, and in more places, new TVs are becoming larger and larger. And making cars more fuel efficient allows people to trade in their smaller cars for larger SUV-type models and made the smaller ones affordable for people who previously did not even own it. The result, roads are becoming more congested, making our commute even less sustainable. A rebound effect like these wipes out all of our gains in efficiency. Hi, my name is Dennis Howard, and I'm a professor of sustainable manufacturing and life cycle engineering at the University of New South Wales School.
Okay. So with regard to all of you saw the video. Okay. And so far, with the 2 minutes of the video that you have seen, is this something that probably got your attention, or is this something that you are perhaps aware at this time already?
A little bit, sir.
Okay, please elaborate on a little bit, Ashton.
Some parts of it I've already heard of in other kind of news sources, but hearing it like from this kind of point of view or this kind of source is is more a bit more detailed, but still somewhat the same of what I've been hearing.
Okay, thank you. So before, if you might have noticed, the television sets are quite heavy. Any one of you who might have acquired the heavy television before? Okay, Ashton. Sam, Mish, okay. Do you still have that in your house? Okay, Danny, not anymore, but you have seen it. Okay, so it evolved to become lighter and it's more energy efficient. Excuse me. Please please excuse me for a while. But please let's continue the video, okay? The entire 6 minutes, remaining 6 minutes. Hmm.
Sustainable development must consider environment, society, and economy all at the same time. The well-known Arthur equation supports an analysis of the challenge that central driving forces pose to the development of sustainable production and consumption patterns.
Class, I see here that Danny is experiencing No audio for the video. Is it the same for everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
po, sir.
sir.
Okay. So from after the 2 minutes that we had our uh, video, the second time I played it, the entire time there's no audio.
Yes, sir.
Somewhat only when you disappeared a bit, sir.
Can you repeat that, Marcus?
The moment you disappeared a bit, the audio was also gone.
Oh, really? Okay, I see. Okay, let me play that again for the 2 minutes that we had.
Sir, you have to press something while sharing screen for the audio to connect.
Correct. Okay. Thank you for that.
Society and economy all at the same time. The well-known updated version supports enough of the challenge that essential driving forces pose to
Audio
the
is now
development of
okay?
sustainable production and consumption patterns.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Recently.
The function of the essential drivers, represented by human population T, human excellence A, which can be interpreted here as short-term for consumption, and the technical factor T, which can be interpreted as production. To get an idea of how challenging it is to ensure environmental sustainability, consider the following conditions for sustainable climate change impact I in 2050. According to the IPCC, we need to reduce our greenhouse gases emission in 2050 by up to 70% of the current level to have a reasonable probability to stay below the 2-degree limits for global temperature rise set by the Paris Agreement. Meanwhile, the global production peak is predicted to increase by a factor of 1.4 to reach 9.75 billion in 2050. Average affluence A, and therefore consumption T, is expected to increase worldwide thanks to the economic growth of developing nations, and here a factor 2 seems to be conservative. To achieve a 7% reduction in impact I, the technology factor T has to compensate the increase in P and A, so the T needs to decrease by a factor of 12%. It's important to remember that the factors in either equation are not independent. Consumption and production, or affluence and technology, often go hand in hand. And as the examples of LEDs, TVs, and cars illustrate, they can create a rebound effect in which major improvements in efficiency are outweighed by major improvements in consumption. The PG12 specifically addresses responsible consumption and production and aims to ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns with some of the targets concerning sustainable management and efficient use of natural resources, halving of food waste, waste reduction through prevention, reduction in recycling and reuse, environmental sound management of chemicals, dissemination of information about company practices that support sustainable sustainable consumption. The respect of the product for the industry, an important tool in understanding responsible consumption and production life cycle, because it's not enough to develop solutions for environmental friendly and applied management of products such as recycling. Products provide functions by using back-end program systems. Program systems are those systems specific for the operation of the product along its lifecycle. In contrast, background systems are generic. They support the operation of the program system but are not specific to that product. Let's take electric cars as an example. In the program system, there's the entire life cycle of electric vehicles, from materials, manufacturing, use, to end of life. In the background system, there is energy, electricity or other forms used throughout the electric vehicle's life cycle. Although energy is critical for the operation of the electric vehicle program system, so the generic and used by other product systems such as TVs are specific. When we think about sustainability of electric vehicles, we need to consider not only the program foreground system, but also how the foreground system interacts with the background system. In the electric vehicle case, the foreground system can have a longer environmental footprint. However, if the supporting background system relies heavily on fossil fuels, then the environmental impact shifts from tailpipe emissions to upstream energy supply. Similar examples can be found in other product systems, as simple as beverages, plastic bottles, such as cup and cups. In this case, the main attention has always been on the beverage container and how they should be treated. In reality, the environmental impact hotspots in the timing of the quantity and for making the beverage, which is important. But a life-cycle perspective is not enough to achieve because it ultimately assumes that consumption and production are independent, which is rarely the case. Remember the rebalance? Improving the efficiency of the product and savings to ensure sustainable that can be used in resolution allows the overall
Ang swerte naman ng isip ko ay huwaran tayong progress pagtulong malakas sa gitna at umaksyon talagang maganda maganda sa lahat kasi malisang mataligo pwede para sa akin
provide the service that needs kindness. The other group, moving on to not executing not making systems without consuming society and ever-reviewing. As the rebound effect shows, we are not only need environmental friendly production, we also need to rethink consumption. To the next question, think about your own consumption habits. Try to gain a life cycle perspective and ask yourself, what are the environmental impact hotspots in products and services you consume? Are there better alternatives to those products? And most importantly, do you really need?
Okay, class. Thank you for giving attention to that 8-minute video. Okay, so at this point, what I want to know is, with that 8-minute video that we had right now, can I get from each one of you a word that struck you the most? And I want to find out why. So all of you, I need to hear you one by one, okay? Who can start?
So I can start.
Yes, thank you, Ash.
I think the word that struck me the most there was impact, because when you think about it, every action we have has an impact, be it the smallest action. Because let's take something, for example, like the butterfly effect of something very small, something very minuscule that you would think it wouldn't do, nothing would happen if you so much as made sure it never existed. That small action can lead to bigger consequences that we may not have seen or yet to see, at least.
Okay, thank you for
So
that,
that's why I
Ash.
think.
So The word that he chose was impact. Okay. So who's next? Don't be shy. So perhaps anyone from the offline, from the online group? Yes, Marcus. I think Marcus is not from the online group, but he wants to volunteer.
Oh, yeah. I thought everyone's online.
Okay.
For me, it
I
would
mean,
be,
okay,
oh,
sure.
do I go on?
What's the word that struck you the most? And try to
For me,
elaborate based on the
it's
video.
technology, sir.
Mhm.
Because at this age, we've been doing that, or the awareness struck me that we've been doing that specific SDG for technological advancement, especially on AI development and electric cars. That's all, sir.
Okay, thank you. So technology, AI, and modern cars, electric cars. Okay. So prior to that, we had Ash, and his word was about impact. Next one. Okay, Sam.
I remember in the video he mentioned this equation called the IPAT equation. It basically talks about the population, audience, technology or the production, and I forgot the other one, but I think, yeah, I mentioned, wait, and consumption there. So
Yeah.
he basically makes this equation that follows what we've been following in order by 2050. And I like how it struck to me because it talks about, let's say, how we increase, because by the years we've been like enhanced towards much more better technology, such as what Marcus mentioned, like cars that now use energy instead of oil. It helps us understand that population and the audience increase requires more like a drastic reduction in technology because by 2050, I assume overconsumption can lead to a lot due to technology. And this, he also mentioned earlier the rebound effect. So this kind of connects to it. Yeah, that's all, sir.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So, is it safe to assume, Sam, that you like math? You like equations?
Not really, sir.
Not really, but it's more of how the video struck you the most in terms of consumption and production as visualized through an equation. So thank you for that, Sam. This is quite, how would you say, unsettling. Unsettling in the sense that each one of you is being called to be more aware. You are now becoming self-aware how you are becoming a consumer. And probably if you own already a business, how you are doing production. Do you produce, if your business is about creating or producing plastic bottles, will you still continue doing that? Because you may now be aware that probably plastics pollute our environment, even if it's useful. Okay, can you look for other alternatives so that we don't litter or spoil our planet? No, so that is all mentioned or captured in the equation that the professor has elaborated in the video. And thank you for that. Thank you for that, Sam. So the word that she chose was equation. We have impact, we have technology, and the third one was equation. How about the fourth one? Who's our next volunteer? So Cole, as mentioned to everyone, throughout the entire class period, 8 o'clock a.m. to 9:30, everyone is encouraged to do open cam, okay? If you need to go out or do something very quickly, just come back and open cam again. Unless there is something happening in terms of some issues from your end. Let me know. Okay, who's next? Okay, Danny. Danny is our leader for the face-to-face group. Okay. What's the word, Danny?
For me, sir, the word is life cycle or life cycle thinking. It stood out the most to me because it shows us that we should be more aware of um, or everything that happens to a product, from how it's made to how we use it and to how we throw it away. Because it's not enough to just focus on what happens when we're done using it, because we should also have to think about what goes into making it, like the energy and the materials used for the product, because it helps us see the full impact of the product, what the product has on the environment.
Thank you. Very well said, Danny. So it has something to do with not just how it starts, but until it becomes part of the end of the cycle, and that is in terms of how it impacts the environment where we live. No, because the Philippines is an island country, we have a lot of shores. And if you go around Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, and try to observe our oceans, okay, you are aware that we are accumulating a lot of waste every hour, every day, every month, every year. And are you aware right now that whenever you eat something, fish or meat, it might be that you have microplastics eaten by the things that you eat or the food that you eat. Are you aware of that? Microplastics. Do you know the effect of that in your body? Okay. So that's how serious plastics are. It can last more than 50 years without even the materials being diminished, but this is very serious. No? So are you self-aware right now, and what are you doing in order to help? Or are you doing anything at all? That's the question. So Danny mentioned about life cycle or life cycle thinking. That's the fourth one. Sam about equation. Marcus on technology. And Ash about impact. Who's next? Nick. Can I call you Nick? Can we call you Nick? Or do you have any other nickname, Nick?
Wait po ba, sir?
Huh? How do we call you?
Okay, I'm you can call me Nico, sir.
Nico. Okay, Nico.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think
what's the word that struck you the most and why?
dun sa video, I remember hearing about sustainability. It's about prolonging a process for a short period of time, which is really helpful in the SDGs, especially in SDG 12. It's about consumption and production, and we need it for our nature para mas ma-help yung tawag dito yung pag-reach sa mga SDG goals.
Okay. What word will I write here as the word that struck you?
Sustainability, sir.
Sustainability. Okay. That's quite a heavy word. Okay. Sustainability. So, are you doing something sustainable now so that you are helping the SDG goals? So, if you say sustainability, like, sir, I'm using my electric bike instead of using my car, or I'm using my bike instead of using something else because this is more sustainable. I am not actually contributing to carbon emission. So that is going
Sir,
to be...
I don't know how to use a bike eh.
Sorry?
I don't know how to use a bike.
You don't know how to use a bike.
Yeah,
But
I don't know how to use a bike.
in your own little way, what are you doing in order to contribute to
I
sustainability?
think it's by sa mga trash cans there's always mga tawag dito mga separations like kung ano yung mga kailangan itapon kung saan. Biodegradable and non-biodegradable. I think it's the most common example that we all
Okay.
do.
And you follow that very intentionally, Nico. Okay, thank you for that. So being self-aware of your actions actually help. If you are aware of the impact of your actions, then it actually helps you contribute already. Contribute to a solution. So Nico chose sustainability, and his example is about trash segregation and how he is doing something to contribute to lesser carbon emission. Okay, probably what he's doing is, rather than putting a lot or not being aware of the segregation, he is more aware of the segregation, so that during the time of recycling of this trash, there won't be any emissions, okay, unwanted emissions, no, because it is the trash is properly segregated. Okay, who's the sixth one? So the words are sustainability, life cycle, equation, technology, and impact. Who's next? Hindi na mapakali si Cole, oh, parang gusto na ni Cole. Am I correct, Cole? Okay, Cole, you're next. What's the word and why?
Sir, sir, hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Actually, the word that struck me the most, I think it was already mentioned na po.
Okay, that's all right.
It's the iPad, the solution, because I realized like from the video, like with that equation, it's gonna give me an idea on how whatever things, like whatever stuff we're doing could affect the environment, like specifically mga technology, but check mga things that are environment related pa.
Okay, so Cole wanted to emphasize the equation and the solution. No? So with these two things, these uh, um, two words that were emphasized in the equation, these are very important in terms of the concept of consumption and production. Do you want to be an engineer or a businessman, Cole? Because this equation is going to be very helpful. Just like what the professor is doing right now. No? With a simple equation, he is now promoting the Sustainable Development Goal, which is what number for the SDG?
12?
Okay. So it's SDG 12. And how many SDGs are there?
17.
17. Okay. So can you imagine there are 17 ways in order for you to contribute? And that's just one way. No? SDG 12. Okay, who's next after Cole? I can't see. Okay. Okay. Misha. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not so sure if this was already mentioned because I'm kind of lagging at, some point. But for me, the word that struck me the most was the rebound effect. It's something I haven't really heard of before until now. And I think it means like making something more efficient can lead to using it more, reducing the expected savings. That's interesting because it shows that technology alone isn't always the answer to sustainability, but how people behave matters too. Like even if individual items are, considered greener or, more helpful for the environment, a significant increase in the number of items consumed can still kind of lead to environmental problems. Yeah, so it's
Thank you so much, Misha. And I like the insight about efficiency for revamp effect. And of course, what you mentioned, behavior. Behavior. Okay. Just very candidly, do you have specific behaviors right now that you want to get rid of? Because you know that it's not helping. It starts with self-awareness, mind you, okay? It starts with self-awareness and the humility to accept the fault. Okay? I need you to be humble enough to accept that it's not contributing. Any behavior that you have right now that you think you need to avoid or manage? It can be general, it can be specific. I need your thoughts.
Procrastination.
Procrastination for Sam. Thank you so much. Okay. Procrastination. What else? Just be candid. It doesn't mean it's you. No judgments.
Poor time management.
Okay. Marcus said poor time management. Okay. What else?
Bad punctuality, sir.
Wow. Thank you for that. Huh? Punctuality. Okay. So you are now self-aware, Nick, huh? So you have to be early next time, okay? You should be the earliest next time. Okay, who else? Tawa kayong lahat, ha? All of you are smiling right now because at some point you are guilty. But that's okay, because that's the way forward. Once you realize something and you are self-aware, then you can address it. You need to address it because there are other things or other people getting affected, right? Okay. So Misha was last one about revamp effect, and she mentioned about efficiency and behavior. So who's next? We are down to a few last volunteers.
I guess I'll go last. What? I'll go last.
Karen.
For me, yes, but for me, the word that struck me the most is sustainable consumption because given that this topic is kind of talking about sustainability and, well, specifically the SDG 12, we could say that the rebound effect just makes sense because it simply talks about like how companies produces kind of eco-efficient products like LEDs, TVs, and cars, but like all of these kind of result to less sustainability because of the production. So this is why I kind of think that coming up with sustainable consumption is very important, and managing how we produce our products is also important to save the economy.
Thank you so much. Sustainable consumption. Okay. Sustainable consumption. Do you consume a lot? Like, are you aware when you eat a lot of meat, then you are probably contributing to global warming? You are aware? Or candidly, who is going to raise hand? Who is not aware? Or all of you are aware that when you eat meat, you are probably contributing to global temperature, the increase in global temperature. Okay, so very quickly, so what happens is when we take care of a lot of cows and we use it for food, and then these cows actually are going to consume a lot of plants, and as we try to eat and consume a lot of meat, then actually we are consuming a lot of water as well in order for us to take care of these animals for the meat that we consume. Okay? And all of this, if we are going to put in the equation that Sam mentioned, okay, in terms of consumption, okay, there is already an impact which was mentioned by Ash. Okay, where is Ash? I can't see Ash in the room. Is Ash still with us?
I'm still here, sir. My Wi-Fi just weakened a bit. That's why I turned off camera.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So for a while I didn't notice that this picture is the one that represented Ash. Okay. Okay. So who is this picture, Ash?
It's David Tennant, sir.
Okay. And I'm sorry, but I don't quite recognize this. Is he a very popular person?
If you know Doctor Who, then yes, he is.
Okay, so that explains. So going back, okay, so that's where the food that we consume gives an impact, no? Kung bakit napakainit ngayon. Alam niyo ba na we are already bordering or we have already at uh, at a stage wherein there could be a point of no return in terms of global temperature. So if only our scientists can give us some solution, then we hope to adopt those solutions, especially now, no? If you are going to vote for someone in your locality, please vote for someone who thinks scientifically in order for these persons who are policymaker to support solutions to our society and to our nation. Okay, so that's the impact now. Do you notice how hot the weather is, or how the weather has already gone to its unacceptable level? It's really extremely hot, extreme weather. Either it's very hot or we are getting a lot of storms lately. Okay. And mind you, when we were in our farm in Tarlac, a tornado actually went through the farm and we are in the middle of the farm. Can you imagine that? That's how serious it was. And we thought we were going to die inside that house. Thankfully, it was built very, very, it was sturdy enough to resist that strong storm. And it did not rip off our roof. You know? It was really scary, and you don't want to be in that kind of situation. Okay? So what I'm saying is, this is really serious. And in the context of social entrepreneurship, and mind you, I'm going to push each one of you from conceptualization to starting an initiative to think about a particular enterprise with a social conscience. An enterprise or a business with a social conscience. So in this entire 12 weeks that we are together and going towards the end of the 12 weeks, I would like for you to think about an enterprise that you would like to start with a social conscience. And I want you to send me through email 3 ideas of social enterprises that you yourself would like to start. It can be top of mind idea, a very unique idea of yours, okay? But if you want to do some research about the 3 ideas of social enterprise that you want to start or become part of in order to help out on SDG 12, let me receive those emails, okay? And that will be your assignment for before we go to our next class, which is going to be Tuesday next week. That will be our next class. And the deadline for that is 6 p.m. Okay, 6 p.m. Monday. Okay, I will be giving you enough time this Holy Week until Monday, 6 p.m. That's the closing of academics. Okay, to think about 3 initiatives, 3 social enterprises, 3 businesses with a social conscience. And then you have to tell me why is it close to your heart? Why is it something that you want to initiate yourself? How prepared are you to initiate that? Okay. Okay, so some discussions before we get into that. Have you visited or done visits to social enterprises before? Okay, Sam, you are doing a thumbs up. So you have visited a social enterprise before. Can you tell us a bit more of what you have seen?
We have a few museums here in Kuwait, and one of them has a lot of environmental, let's say, conservation. It focuses on the animals in the museum as well, and they would have moments where they invite children or people to join within programs to witness ways to help with conservation. And one of them I've attended was releasing sea turtles to the ocean. And that one was one experience where a lot of people get to see what's it like to get involved in conservation play and how important it is to the ocean, because sea turtles as well get harmed due to climate change. And they especially talked about it and how to properly take care of our place. We also did beach cleanups, one of them, which also helps with the conservation. Yeah.
Okay, that's exciting. And I hope you have some photos of the beach cleanups, no? So just in case you have those kinds of photos, I would appreciate receiving those as well when you send to me your business ideas. Okay, your own startup social enterprise with a conscience, business with a conscience, an enterprise with a social conscience. So as we discuss right now, are you having some ideas already? Okay, so I will be, okay, aside from the 3 initiatives that you would like to start, okay, given the chance, you are going to email to me, okay, as a Word document, the 3 social enterprises that you would like to be part of or initiate, okay? And you tell me why. Why is it something that you want to start up? Okay? Why do you want to initiate that? Okay? And it's still in the context of the SDGs, the Social Development Goal, and the context of social enterprises. Okay? The next one is, please, that part 2 of your submission is going to be 3 social enterprises. Okay? This will require you to do some research. Okay? Please research on something which is local. Okay? Meaning that will be Philippines. And in the case of Sam, it's going to be Kuwait. All right? That is local. Okay? So the other one is going to be, the second one is going to be regional. Regional. So choose from different regions in the world. If you like Southeast Asia, that's one region. If you like the Americas, North America, that's another region. If you want European Union, that's another region. So the first is local, then the second one is regional. So you are going to identify a social enterprise that you like most based on the research that you did. And then you tell me why. Okay. And then the third one is more of global. Global in nature because it's really more of they operate globally. They have very, very global operations. And they operate in several regions, not only one region. There's no focus because it's quite complex already. It's really global. So can you imagine the level from local to regional to global? Those are the 3 focuses of the social enterprise that you will be doing a research on. And you tell me in that one pager, okay, first of course, the first part is the 3 social enterprises that you want to initiate, and the 3 local, regional, global, based on the research that you did. Why did you choose those examples of social enterprise? Can you do that? Okay. So please don't wait for the last day, which is the deadline. I would appreciate the earlier that you can submit, the better. As I've mentioned to you, I am grading you, I am evaluating you, I am assessing you in terms of effort and participation. Nick, your question.
Will this
Nicole.
be individual, sir?
Sorry?
Will this be individual, sir?
Yes, this is individual. Okay? So some of you who might not have submitted their one-page introduction, please send it to me. And if you are done with your self-introduction, please send it to everyone. If you're not done yet with the self-introduction, I need you to do it today because this is our third class already. And I need you to connect with your classmates through this self-introduction. Okay, Danny, you are raising your hand.
Sir, will you be sending the instructions po through Viber or email?
Okay, as far as this class is concerned regarding that assignment today, I think I have already mentioned it to you already. So I am expecting that while I am talking here, you are taking down notes already. Okay? I may or may not be sending you an email about some instructions or specifics, but please, as soon as we end our class or as soon as this day ends, you can start submitting the assignment that I gave you today. All right? So it's very easy to remember. 3 social enterprises with a conscience. Businesses with a conscience. And why? Why is it close to you? Why is it something that you want to initiate? And then the second part is doing research. What are the local social enterprises? Just give one. The local, the regional, and the global social enterprise that you have found out through research, which is close to you and probably struck you the most. Okay? Nick, are you raising your hand, Nick?
Yes po, sir. Will we submit this po on ULMS or sa email lang po?
Submit it through my email, but if you can also have a copy in the LMS, please do so.
Okay po.
But I would like to see it in my inbox, okay? As an attachment. Please send it in Word document. I need to see the URL and how you explain it, okay? So please give me a link with the submissions that you are going to send to me. Okay, just very quickly, who are those who have not introduced themselves yet? I think Nico, you have not introduced yourself yet, and I expect you to submit to me a one-pager as well. So, who else aside from Nico who has not introduced himself or herself yet? None? So it's just Nico. Is that correct? Okay, Nico, we will give the floor to you so that your classmates will get to know you better. Can you do that, Nick? So the way we did it during class, if you are a product, sell yourself. You sell yourself. So tell us something about yourself that probably most of us do not know about you. Okay, take
Okay
the
po,
floor.
sir. Pero I submitted the one-pager na po in your email, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
that's good. That's good. But what we want is for you to, if you have it right now, please read it to us. If you don't, if you memorize it by heart, because it's about you anyway, then please do tell us do introduce yourself to us now. Can you do that?
Okay, so it's a one-page essay in social entrepreneurship, an introduction to Nicolas. How can I make myself marketable? So introducing Nicolas, or what what people call me Nico or what you call me Sir Nick. He is born and raised in the Philippines. Ever since he was a kid, he likes to write different forms of literature and excels in it. However, speaking is not his forte and is constantly improving with his ways of communicating. He has a very unique mind and full of creative ideas that isn't totally generic, that makes him a powerful asset in different fields. As for his personality, he likes to think of himself as a person of high caliber due to his good conversation skills, high emotional intellect that comes along with common sense, and the confidence he carries with him. If you're interested in something unique and a person with depth, he'd be the best option. Sorry. And in my point of view, if I were to become some sort of product and had to advertise myself, it would be wait lang. If I were to sorry, if I were to become some sort of product and had to advertise myself, it would be a hard and long process because I'd be a high end one. The type people would spend tons just to earn. I would focus standing out than any other products and highlight my best qualities and skills. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay, take a
It would be
pause.
hard because I'd be a high end one. The type people would spend tons just to earn. I would focus on standing out than any other products and highlight my best and bestest qualities and my skills as well. I would let the consumers know I am the best at the market and they'd have to give a lot in order to obtain me. I'd also work on my packaging and make it appear grand as possible, like working on how I look, style, speak, and carry myself to the function for a good first impression to the people. I would, of course, create a unique brand that differentiates me from the rest. That would let the consumers know that when they find out that they're buying a product, they would know immediately that it's me. I would also focus on promoting myself through different options like on social media and posters, on street posters. But I would be the type that you can see but you cannot access. So it would look it's some sort of exclusivity. Ayun ba? And that's it for my one pager essay. Sorry, hindi ko masyadong na-deliver kasi I have sipon and ubo.
No problem. So thank you for that, Nick. I think at this point, everyone would have already introduced himself or herself. Is that correct? Oh, Sam, were you given time already to introduce yourself in class? Okay, okay, that's good. So everyone else has introduced himself already, right? Okay, and I thank you for that. And I actually am very happy about your introductions and your insights today. Okay, your insights today are very important to me because that's how we can assess critical thinking. Okay, if you might have encountered in your previous class, one of the things that we would like for you to sharpen is critical thinking. Okay, and I am already experiencing that little by little with the discussions that we are having. Thankfully, today we did not have any technical problems. Okay, what I'm having was technical problems while I am in room 106. And I hope for that to be addressed once we get back to room 106 for the next class. I am not quite sure if it's going to be room 106 this Tuesday next week. Let me verify that and I will be emailing that as a reminder. Okay. Meantime, do you have any questions with regard to the assignment that I gave you today? Or clarifications? None. Okay. I look forward to okay, Danny, you have question.
For clarification lang po, sir, the deadline of the new assignment is on Monday, 6 p.m. po. But as much as possible, submit before the deadline. Is that correct po?
That's correct. So after our class, you are most welcome to submit the moment you are done with your one pager. Cole, you have a question.
Yes, well, sir. About the picking the social enterprise to talk about the base step is local international. Wait, so we should choose from both, like whether it's local or international, or it should be both local and international.
Okay, try to look at the social enterprise in terms of focus. If the focus of the social enterprise is local, then please choose that based on your research. And why did you choose that? Why, of all the social enterprises, the local, you chose that? So if they have regional operations because they operate in the entire Asia, then it would fall on a regional category. Okay. But if it's global, then it means it operates in really a lot of countries. And then what is the name of that business? Please indicate the link, the URL, the web link, so that we can, all of us can go to that specific business based on the research that you did. All right? Any other questions? Misha, are you still having audio or video problems?
It's just that every time I try to turn on my camera, Zoom would just start crashing out.
I see. Okay, no problem. So, the entire time that we are not seeing you on cam, were you able to catch everything?
So far, yes, po. I've been here the
Okay,
entire
that's
time.
How about you, Ash?
Yes, sir. I could hear everything and see everything all at once.
Mm-hmm. Are you having cam issues as well?
It's more so an internet issue. Whenever I open my camera, my the audio gets lower, so I turned it off, and
Okay,
then it's
so it's more
normal.
of bandwidth. Okay, so but just the same, if all of you were able to catch everything, then I thank you for attending the class today, and I look forward to you attending just like today, earlier than 8 a.m. and have a meaningful and a reflection-filled Holy Week. Okay. Okay. Thank you, class, and see you next week.
Thank you, sir. See you next week
See you,
po.
sir.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, sir.
Can we have
Bye.
Can we have a last shot? Or it's okay. I got your ano naman eh. I got your screenshot earlier, but just the same. Thank you. Bye bye. See you next
Bye.
week.
Thank you, sir.